I'm alive. Hello all. How are we? I've already received compliments today, so if anyone wants to give me more compliments, hit me up. Who knows? Today we're going to transform your life into better, from negative to positive, and we are going to be welcoming back onto the show, not as a host, but as a guest, former warrior and transformational coach, Melissa Christie. So whoever doesn't know who Melissa is, what have you been doing with your life? Come on. She's a transformational coach. She lives in Adelaide, Australia. She used to be the host of a show on the Warriors called Energise with Mel, where she did all these exercises, which is brilliant. Do I want her back? Of course, but who knows? But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to share a brilliant video with you. Obviously, disclaimer, I don't own the rights to this live, this video. So get your pad and pen, and we will see you very soon. Just do it. Shh. How do I do this?
Jealousy is one of the most powerful directional signals on the planet. Because you're only jealous of people that are doing things or have things that you actually want. It's impossible to be fake jealous. Whatever you're jealous of is hitting something deeply personal. Fucking pay attention to it. Instead of stewing in it, go, oh, flip it. How could I take those things that I'm really inspired by and take action and go get them in my life? Because the thing about jealousy is it's just your inspiration that's blocked. Most folks know what they dream about and what they want. And yet they're spending all of their time and energy arguing against what they want. And so you can have all these epiphanies. I hope that when somebody listens to our conversation and watches this, that they have a massive aha moment. But it's not going to mean if you don't take action and do something about it. The aha moment is the door that opens. But your new life does not begin unless you can step through the door. I keep going. I am saying I believe in myself. Tearing yourself.
Okay. Oh, come on.
Are you an expert coach? Would you like to fill your online group coaching program?
Oh no.
Without using paid traffic?
I believe in myself. Tearing yourself down over the shit that you've done, it's not going to empower you to change the patterns that are keeping you stuck. People will cheer for you and me, and they won't cheer for themselves. I'm the same way. The point of the story is it's so easy to see what somebody else should do. It's so easy to cheer for somebody else. We all do that, right? We cheer for our favorite sports teams. We follow our favorite influencers and authors. We plan birthday parties for our friends. We take on extra work from our colleagues. We support everyone around us. We do not know how to do it for ourselves. The most motivating force in the world, on the planet, based on research, hands down, is empowerment, encouragement, support, and celebration. And for our entire lives, we have outsourced that to somebody else. And that moment in the mirror every morning could be a profound moment where you lift yourself up and you check back in with your intention. What I've discovered that is heartbreaking is the average person cannot celebrate themselves. I'm going to ask everybody who's watching this to tomorrow morning stand in front of the mirror. We're going to unpack this whole thing and try to high five yourself. You can't raise your hand to your own reflection without now grounding yourself in the moment. Instead of going, I got this, let's go, and high-fiving yourself to step forward, most of us go, I don't know if I'm worth it. I don't know if right now is the right time to do this. I don't think I'm good enough. I failed so many times I can't go through that door. And that's the problem I want to attack right now. That there is somewhere in your life that you know what you want. You can feel it pulling you. And you are actively arguing against it. You're bringing yourself down. You're beating yourself out. And so this Uber driver, I get into the car and we start driving, and I'm on the phone as we're driving, and I'm having a conversation with somebody about this daytime talk show that I launched, which was a dream with Sony Pictures Television, and then was promptly fired after season 1. It was a huge fucking failure because we didn't make it to season 2. Huge failure in real world terms. Massive success when it comes to the timeline of my life. And so I'm talking to this person about the talk show. I hang up the phone and this Uber driver comes alive. He's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you're in my cab. And I'm like, why? And he says, because I want to talk to you about something. I think you can help me. And I'm like, great, how can I help you? And he says, I have a dream of being a Oscar-winning actor and creating opportunities for other Black and Latino men to do the same in acting. And I'm like, freaking fantastic. What the fuck are you doing in Dallas? Right? You know, the guy's 25. And so I go, you know, the game is in New York and LA. I mean, sure, you can act, you can write stuff, you can be here in Dallas, but why are you not in LA? Why are you not in New York? And he's like, you're right. I need to move to LA. Like, why not? And he says, I have $700 in my bank account. And I'm like, that's freaking fantastic. You have $700 in a car? Dude, drop me off and get driving. What are you waiting for? And so we have this whole conversation, and I write about it in this book, where I am actively arguing for his dream, and he is actively arguing against his dream. And what is so sad is throughout this conversation, Tom, he's like, you're right. $700 could get me there. You're right. I am only 25. You're right. If I keep thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking about what I want to be doing, I'm not only going to drive in circles, my whole life is going to spin in circles as I think about what I want and I don't do shit about it. And then you are going to find yourself not at 25, but at 45 or 65, and you're going to be so filled with regret that you never fucking put a bet on yourself. And so this conversation ends with him declaring that he's going to go to California and me giving him a bunch of tools that I talk about in this book. The point of the story is it's so easy to see what somebody else should do. It's so easy to cheer for somebody else. We do not know how to do it for ourselves. When somebody high fives you, you feel seen, you feel heard, and you feel like somebody has acknowledged you for the unique person that you are. One of the biggest objections that people had to standing in front of the mirror, take a moment, look at yourself, and then raise your hand, is people said over and over and over again, I haven't done anything worthy of high-fiving. High-fiving feels like a celebration. I don't have the number on the scale that I want. I don't like my bank account. I don't enjoy what I do for a living. I've made a shitload of mistakes. I'm struggling with trauma. I don't have anything to celebrate. And what I realized is people are making a fundamental mistake. You are withholding the very support, empowerment, and celebration that you need to change and to do the hard work and to face the things that you're scared of. And that's why you're not changing. Because if you can't stand in front of the mirror and raise your hand and high five yourself just because you got your ass out of bed and you're breathing, you will never get what you want in life. Is the negative you're saying and the support that you're withholding helping you feel better? If it's not, try this. Try celebrating yourself 5 days in a row. Literally, try starting your day by waking up and raising your hand and high-fiving yourself in the mirror just because you're breathing. So if you just are like, I'm doing the best I can, that's pretty empowering if you think about it. Or I can learn from this. Or this is temporary. I'll be okay. Those sorts of things are little ways to high five your mind instead of, again, going low. You got a choice. Do you take yourself down or do you lift yourself up? That's where it begins. It begins with you. It begins with you. It begins with you.
And there you go. Right. Let's get on with the show because I'm empowered already. I want to welcome my co-host for the evening, all the way from sunny Nebraska, Andrea Evans. Hello, darling.
Hey. Hi, Adam. Hey, everyone.
Are you all right?
Yes.
Okay. How's your week been?
It's been hellish.
I bet it doesn't.
It's been rough, but you just have to dust yourself off and get on up. My baby had several seizures on Monday, so I might be a little tired, but y'all gonna juice me up today. So thank you.
I bet that video was.
It already got me pumped. Yes.
Hey, we're getting somewhere. Right, let's get on with it. Please share this all. We need this sharing. Please welcome Melissa Christie. We'll see you in 30 seconds. Hello, Melissa.
Hello, Adam. How are you?
I'm fine,
Hi,
thanks.
Andrea. Very well.
Hi, Melissa.
How are
Hey,
you?
Andrea.
How are
Sorry?
you, Melissa?
I'm very well. It's really nice to be here. Thank you.
Long
Adam.
time no see.
Yes, it has. It is.
I know. So, hello, Kerry, in the comments. Hope you're well. Obviously, she put Evening Warriors with a heart, which is normally a crown. But yeah. Right. I want to start in getting to know you a little bit. Because obviously I invited you on, and I'm like, she's had a show, quite a few shows. She was part of this organisation, but nobody actually knew who Melissa Christie was. So let's get to know her.
Oh. What would you like to know, Adam?
Who Melissa Christie is.
Well, my background is in nursing, in the health industry. So I did that for about 34 years. And it was a very interesting journey in the fact that, over the years that I've done it, there's been so many changes within the system. Until, I always knew that there was something more, that I'd like to do something other than nursing, because, it's more about, I think sometimes when you go into careers like the health industry or nursing or anything like that, it's because you kind of, it's one of the reasons is that you like to look after people, you like to nurture people, you like to help people, so to speak. So I knew there was, it always kind of felt like there's something else that I've wanted to do. So I then started looking into other forms, other ways to nurture that, and started going down the path of alternative health. So got into massage therapy then, and that was really nice. That was really great, because it gave me a whole nother sense of not only the body, but also, you know, how we function energetically, how the two combine, how, you know, our health, how our mental health, physical health and spiritual health all kind of, you know, mesh together, and how they can affect each other, and how that works within your system. So that's been really interesting. And I stepped away from that a little bit and went back into nursing, and then got into it and got back into the massage side on a deeper level, and started learning more about, you know, the craniosacral system, polarity, and Reiki, and and obviously the massage work, the remedial massage works. So that was really interesting to have that connection from the nursing background, and bringing in some of that allied health kind of work, that, you know, alternative work. And then I decided to, you know, I was working at a clinic, and I was starting to get people who would come in and they'd say, "Oh, Melissa, I've got this sore arm, or I've got, you know, something's going on. I don't know what's going on. I knew that you'd be able to help me." So they'd start telling me their story. They'd start, you know, telling me about what was happening, because I'd say, you know, well, what's going on? You know, what's affecting you? So they'd start telling me their story about what was going on for them. And, you know, I remember I had a conversation with one particular lady, and she was getting a lot of left arm. Oh, was it left or right? I think it was left arm pain. And I said to her, "How long have you had that?" And she said, "Oh, it's only just started up the last few weeks. It hasn't been going on for that long." And you know, it wasn't obviously heart or cardiac or anything like that. And so I said, "Well, tell me what's going on in your life. What's happening?" And she started telling me about her daughter. She had separated from her husband, and her daughter was going away to spend some time with her ex-husband, she was about, I think her daughter at the time was about 15, 16. And she was really worried about her going to spend time with her father, because she thought she's going to do all these things that she doesn't approve of, you know, that she doesn't kind of allow her daughter to do.
Mm.
And she was getting really worked up and really worried about it. And I said to her, because she had pain going across her upper arms, and then across the top of her neck, down through her back. And I said to her, "Okay, so sometimes energetically, it's the arms energetically are about holding on to things and not wanting to let go of." So I said to her, "So what is it that you don't want to let go of? What is it that you don't really want your daughter to do? What are you trying to hold on to?" And I, you know, we had this conversation before she got on the massage table, and she said, "Maybe it's because I don't want her doing things that I don't think are good for her, you know." And I was kind of edging her around the way to say, you know, sometimes you have to let people go sometimes, so they can learn their own mistakes, and that's the way that they can then grow and develop. So anyway, we had this conversation, and I said to her, "While you're on the table, just sit down and think about what it is that we talked about, and just see if you allow yourself to let some of that stuff go." So we did the treatment. She got off the table, and the pain from her arms and the pain from her neck had gone. And I said, "So how are you feeling?" She said, "Yeah, a lot better." And she felt like, you know, obviously things had shifted quite dramatically. So it was really interesting, and it was a really good point for me to realize, you know, things do happen on a mental level, and you do store those energies within your body. And it is a matter of sometimes, you know, like the video I was saying about having your awareness just to be present, and just to let those emotions go, to let them move through your system. And, you know, it is it is our perception, it is our shift of what it is that we create and how we can just let those feelings go. So for that, then I've moved into coaching because I've realised, okay, so there's a lot more things that you can do, through having that connection through mind, body, spirit, and then having the thinking, changing the mindset around things. Yeah, which you all know as well. Yeah,
of course. I see all that resonated with you, Andrea.
Oh yes, I was feeling all those vibrations when she was talking. It was like she was massaging me with her words. Yes.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I was just stretching it on out, like, yes, let it go. Let it go. Yeah. Yes, I needed this. Yes, I'm feeling
it's already. It's all about reflective practice, isn't it then?
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
but sorry, Adam.
No, go on.
No, I was going to say it's the same for you. You've kind of gone through a mini transformation. So it's been your awareness. And so you've noticed what's happening in your body. You've noticed what you're feeling. So the more that you raise that vibration of what it is that you're feeling within yourself, the easier it is to kind of, flip things, flip your mindset, flip your negative thoughts or whatever it is that you're creating, to look at it from a different perspective and then go, well, I don't really want that. Let's do this. And this will make me feel better.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's exactly what reflective practice is for people that don't know. It's actually focused on you and only you about what's working in your life and what actually needs improving. Yeah, it's taking time out. So everyone else outside your mind is irrelevant.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
that's a really important aspect of self-care, isn't it? To
Absolutely.
Take that time out, because we don't do that.
Yeah, I remember this was a few months back where before I did all this transformational change where I kept putting other people first and I never put me first. And I was having a lot of depressing days. Obviously, I was drinking caffeine, alcohol, and I was just putting everyone else first. And I actually got called selfish, and I actually took that harsh. But in reality, it was true because I was being selfish to everyone, including myself. So I thought, time for change. Start putting me first.
Yeah, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
Well, we need you to put yourself first, Adam, as we all need to put ourselves first, because without us, we can't help nobody else. We can't do any of the work that we do if we don't take care of us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
Totally.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, obviously from our chats, being in the care industry, it was stressful for you, weren't it?
Are you talking to me or Andrea?
I'm talking to you. You're our guest, Melissa. Come on.
I'm like, when did that happen to me? Hold on.
So what? Sorry.
Being in the care industry, working in that, it was partially quite stressful for you.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah. Absolutely. And I think it not only was it stressful, it was also a realization too that my values weren't aligned anymore with what I was doing. So
absolutely. Yeah.
And that's a game changer, And when you realize, that you no longer are getting your needs met in that environment, and that it starts to get toxic eventually gets toxic, then it's time to step away, time to make those changes.
Yeah, which obviously we're not going to go into because that could actually get our channel shut down if we started that conversation. So let's not do that.
No, we don't want to get shut down.
But I think it's with any, it doesn't have to be a work environment, it can be a relationship, whatever environment you are in. Once you start realizing if there's a values shift within those relationships, and they can be, like a personal, an intimate relationship, a friendship, families, whatever. once you realize once you have an awareness that there's might be a value shift or a shift in beliefs or a shift in, not getting your needs met, then it's kind of when you take time out and you start, thinking, what is it that I really do want? Where is it that I do really want to go? How do I really want to manage this? How do I want to be?
Absolutely. And it's not just within relationships with other people. You can actually bring that toxicity within yourself as well. Yeah, and not many people realize that.
Say that again, Adam. Say that again.
I don't want to.
I know. Oh my goodness.
It's recorded this, so if people didn't hear me, then they got to slow it down.
We can do it to ourselves. Let me say it. Yes. We can be toxic to ourselves.
Yeah.
Let's keep it real. Yes.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that can be the most damaging, can't it?
Oh, yes. Especially with what we turn to as well, the easy access. For example, it could be alcohol misuse, it could be drug abuse, it could be also domestic violence towards yourself.
Overeating.
Yeah. And as well, you could actually peer pressure yourself into it.
Totally. I was listening to one of my mentors, Joe Pane, and he was talking about our 6 core needs, and he was saying that if you have, are you aware, about the 6 core needs? About so if you have more than if there's 3 needs that you're connecting to, they're a base for addiction. So that opens up the level playing, doesn't it, of what it is that you're addicted to. So it might be just that you're addicted to getting significance. You might be addicted to having your certainty. You might be addicted to having your variety.
Exactly.
And then you play out ways of getting those things and how you can get those things needs. And that might be, as you're saying, through alcohol, through food, through because
we can get addicted to pretty much anything. Anything. But either way, it's still down to the fact which people are very reluctant to admitting that's a choice.
Totally.
It's all a choice.
Yeah, totally.
So I want
look in the mirror and say, what's my part in it? Again, what's my part in this? We have to be able to look at ourselves and see what our part is in these things, because we do allow a lot of things to happen to ourselves.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally agree.
Yeah, so do I. I want to touch on your time within the Warriors.
Yeah.
How was it?
It was really good. It was fun. I enjoyed having that that segment of just being able to, just jump in and do some exercises and help people in that way. Exactly. And it was nice being part of the community. It was a great community.
Well, you haven't left. Yeah. In a way, you haven't left. You're still on our radar.
Yeah.
See, Andrew?
Ooh, you're on the radar.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because exercise, there's all different types of exercise as well. It's not just physical.
No. Totally. Yeah.
I mean, you see those things, I'm sorry, where they talk about the brain exercises?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, some of those. I'm not too familiar with the brain exercises, but I know there's lots of, mental things to help with your clarity and.
Yeah, one of the most popular one is tapping, though, isn't it?
Oh yeah, tapping.
Tapping's amazing. Yeah,
it is amazing.
Exactly, and you can literally tap anywhere on yourself, and it'll show it. Just like when we're at this morning, this morning Obviously, I went for a shower and Kerry was practically taking the piss. And she literally came in because I think she was just in one of the moods where she just wanted to annoy people. Obviously in the fun way. And she came in and she literally pressed something to turn the shower cold. And she's like, right, there you are. Enjoy that. And I'm like, do you know what? I'm actually quite enjoying this because I was about to put it on cold myself anyway. Because that's what I do for the last 5 minutes. I literally just turn it freezing cold.
Oh
and
my
I'm
goodness.
like, oh, it's really energized.
It is, isn't it? It gives you a lot of clarity.
It really does. It's just like, shit.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So I have to ask, I know you're a busy lass, but would you ever consider coming back?
It's a possibility, Adam. Everything's a possibility, isn't it, really?
Yes.
There's always possibility. Yeah.
Because I know Andrea wants you to come back.
Of course. Come back. I didn't get to be a part of well, you're here now. I get to be a part of you right now, but it would be great to have you back. But I'm not trying to pressure you like Adam is.
I am not pressuring.
I appreciate that.
I knew there was some sort of bullying going to happen tonight. I'm joking.
Who's bullying who, Melissa?
I'm
not saying anything. I'm staying out of it. Yeah, staying out of it.
See, Adam, we had the last guest saying the same thing. I'm staying out of it. I'm staying out of it.
You mean Adelaide?
Yes.
Not Alaska. Alaska's not in Australia.
Australia.
No. I'd like to go to Alaska. Always wanted to go to Alaska.
I've never been.
No,
but anyway, let's move away from geography because I was absolutely crap at that in school. So I want to talk about mental health, what it actually means to you as an individual. And you know what? I'm gonna pick on both of you for this one. I'm going to start with you, Andrea. What do you think mental health actually means to you?
Mental health means mental well-being to me, and that's important because that's when you're focusing on the things that you want to work on, and if I'm focusing on some mental health things, being able to look at it and work on it, you know, in real time, realistically, to me, it's a process of maintaining good mental health, you know, being healthy mentally. I mean, but, you know, there's also the other side where there's labels and things like that, you know, which I know a lot about myself. And so maybe tuning into those things and realizing when those things are popping up, that's what it is, working on it. Everybody has mental health, you know, that they need to work on, you know, even in what we were looking at today, the problem, arguing against ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good at that. I'm great at it, you know? So being mindful of it, and it's coming up in my face right now. That's what it is. It's a continuous work of art to try to maintain yourself, you know, and try to be in good standing when it comes to mental health. It means a lot.
Yeah, exactly. What about you, Melissa?
Yeah, it's similar to Andrea. I think Andrea has touched on some really good points. I'm the same, very good at making the case against me. But mental health for me is having an ability to realize when you are in that self-talk, when you are putting yourself down, to kind of stop that, nip it in the bud and stop that continual feedback that you're giving yourself, and then flipping things so that they are more positive, so that you can engage your body, engage your mind in more healthier aspects to have, you know, a better sense of well-being, have a better sense of clarity and a better sense of, you know,
I agree.
Yeah.
What'd you say? Flip it.
Yeah, flip it. Yeah.
That's exactly. And I'm quite curious to how it was actually brought into law as well, called the Mental Health Act, because women didn't even have a single part to play in it. It was just 4 men sat around the table talking about it. How weird is that?
Was that back in the day? Back in what century was that? Yeah.
I can't remember the exact year, but yeah, it was 4 men.
Yeah. But that was a very male-dominated world.
Yeah, and partly, and people may actually agree or disagree, but I feel like we're in a partially women-dominated world now. Oh, but who knows? Who knows? Yeah, Kerry seems to put me in my place from time to time, but
I have to say, okay, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you, Andrea. No, after you.
It made me think of my indigenous background, because I mean, even though those 4 men were at the table and they were making the decisions when it came to mental health, it still fell back on the responsibility of self. And so, we, like when I talk about the herbs and things, and the healing teas that I like, the Egyptian licorice, knowing how to take care of yourself, being a woman and being what we always be looked at as nurturers. I mean, my grandmother was like a doctor. I mean, we didn't go to the hospital or to the doctor for everything.
Wow.
After a while, you learn what to do. If someone has a headache or, you think they're hot or have a fever, what you're going to do? You're going to take their temperature. They just knew, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. And I remember when one of our kids was ill, she had a fever and she was ill for about 3 days. So obviously Kerry gave Calpol as normal and nothing was working. Obviously it numbed her for a bit, but nothing was working. So I thought, right, my turn. We've had your little play, because I'm against medication. I'm against it. But I got hold of the diffuser, put the essential oils that's needed for like headache relief, something to help with the immune system, all that. Put it in the room. I put it on for 6 hours, and within 3, she was bouncing around saying, "Oh, I'm okay." I'm like, yes. There you go.
Yes.
There you go, because that's how it is.
And as parents, we're doctors anyway. You're a parent. You have to know how to care for your child, and that's part of it.
Well, like some time ago, obviously, I dislocated my, I sprained my ligament. I did sprain my ligament, and I couldn't walk on it. I couldn't put weight on it or nothing. And I've tried everything. I've tried putting cold compress. I was an idiot for trying to put in a hot water bottle in it, because that just irritated it. I rested it. I tried essential oils, where I was literally up at 6 o'clock in the morning because I couldn't sleep. I was literally putting my feet in essential oils full of water, stuff like that. No, that just numbed it. So I literally had to force myself up to the hospital for them to tell me something I already knew.
Mm-hmm. Well, I didn't say everything.
You sure?
I didn't say you could heal everything. A broken, ligament or a broken leg. No, that's a whole different thing. You're going to have to go get help for that, most likely, right?
Yeah, well, I ended up on crutches and it's strapped up for about a few weeks.
Mm.
Yeah, but now I'm all right. I can walk around.
Excellent. You probably needed the rest then, Adam.
I probably did overwork it. But the thing is, it was how it actually got triggered in the first place, which is a very funny story. Obviously, I was doing the dishes, and obviously I turned to put the plate into the cupboard, and I heard this little click in my ankle, and I thought nothing of it. But then the next day, I felt pain in my foot. I still ignored it. But then the next day, no weight at all. I'm like, shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I ignored it, but that's on me.
Yeah. It's interesting. The body knows exactly what it needs to do to heal, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Whether that is allowing yourself to take some time out, or, as Andrea said, you know, the body knows what herbs and what natural things it responds to.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And now I've actually learned to get rid of chronic pain. It's a mixture of bay leaves, olive oil, and rosemary. And apparently that's... Yeah.
I'm writing that one down.
Write it down. You know what? I want to try that myself. I've not tried it yet. Melissa's doing the same. Try it. Olive oil, bay leaves, and rosemary.
What is that in a tincture? What do you do with it?
I think you just make like a little mixture of it into the same bottle, and you basically just apply it and see what happens.
Okay.
Interesting.
Thank you, Adam. And I already know about bay leaves and rosemary, but I've never thought to mix, to combine the two.
Yeah, with olive oil, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Anyway, hello, Robert Brook, all the way from Canada. So here we go. Hey, we're global tonight, aren't we?
Wow.
So yeah, please share this all. This will be amazing.
This time passed on by.
So my next question: how can you transform your own life if you're feeling absolutely shit? Melissa.
So I'm still looking for my pen. Anyway,
I've got Mental Health Warriors one if you want one.
Thanks. You just pass it through.
Yeah, just hand it to her, Adam. Just hand it over there.
How to transform your life? Is that what you said?
Yeah. How can people transform their lives if they're feeling shit?
For me, one of the things I look at is actually being aware of that feeling that's coming up, because obviously, like they say, whatever emotion, whatever's coming up into your awareness is coming up to leave. So it's good for me to actually sit in that feeling. I know sometimes it can be really hard, particularly if there's, anger or sadness or whatever issues coming up. But for me, it's looking at that feeling into it, and then just really noticing what thoughts come up for me and how it is that I may have how I've been that has pushed that emotion or triggered that emotion, really. And even if that trigger has been from a conversation with somebody, or if it's been from something I've done and I felt really guilty, or I felt really, I've thought, oh, that's a pathetic thing that you've just done, Melissa, that's a stupid thing you've just done, and start berating myself about it. And obviously the more negativity that I think, and I know it's the same for many others, the more negativity I think, the deeper that emotion gets and the heavier I feel, and the more tension I feel in my body, and the weight just seems to drag me down, and I just feel like totally in the dump, so to speak. It's like looking at the Abraham Hicks, the emotional scale, just taking yourself up like that one level. Well, how can I just feel that one little bit better? What is it that I can do that will make me feel just that little bit better? And that might be just something simple by sitting down, going outside, sitting with a tree, underneath a tree, and just being present to what's going on around you, or even going for a walk. I know I feel a lot better if I get out and go for a walk and be with nature. That's a really good healing thing for me to do. So so that's what I do.
Well, believe it or not, me and Kerry was talking about this earlier about New Year's resolutions for what we made back in 2021. We was actually talking about them, and hers were obviously to pass level 2, finish level 3, or actually make a start on level 3, and to make memories with the kids. And obviously she's passed level 2, she's making more memories with the kids all the time, and she's almost finished level 3. She smashed it. Mine was pretty much simple. Transform my life by losing a little bit of weight, which clearly I have. Pass my level 3, which I've done, and to get Kerry enjoying outside. You know what? She's done it.
Fantastic.
She's done it. I didn't think it'd take this short space of time. Because like yesterday, we literally was out in our back garden and we've literally opened it up. So we've made it a bit bigger than what it used to be. So now we're going to get some work done on it.
Awesome.
Hey.
Fantastic.
Exactly.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
that's inspiring.
Yeah, well, we spent about just over an hour in the back garden. Just obviously, I was going around with the lawnmower, and she went around with the strimmer, hedge cutter, and sorted. There you go.
Excellent.
Great. I have to say for myself,
yeah,
it's about my mother made me realize sometimes, like when something shocking would come into the room, and change the environment, and I would hold my breath. And she would say, breathe. And I would be thinking I'm breathing, right? But I'm starting to feel a little dizzy in the head. And it's like, okay, that's why you're feeling dizzy, because you're not breathing, right? So breathing, like you said, Melissa, staying in that moment and breathing and, working on what it talked about in the video, arguing for myself and not against myself in meditation, and even at moments when I do come into that moment and say, oh, you're not, I may feel down. Guess what? I'm going to have that positive mindset shift happening, and spirituality, exercise is definitely helpful. For me, because I do Taibo, so that's kicking and punching, so you kind of get it out of yourself, and that's what helps me, and loving on my family, finding that balance to love on them and let them love on me. That that's like a vacation, so being kind. Beautiful. And being kind to others, and guess what? Most of the time it reciprocates back to you. I feel like all of that feels good. So if you could keep that flow going, even in the down times, look what you all have to reflect on, and quit looking at that one thing, like letting that ruin your day. No. Move on. Dust yourself off. Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah. I was going to say, that's interesting that you say that about when you focus on your family and you bring them, you kind of steer family. It's like that shift, isn't it? When you take your focus away from yourself and you put it onto others, it creates that really beautiful shift in bringing out that niceness, that more positive.
Well, and I look at it like my family is me. You know what I mean? Beautiful. So they're embracing me and having that embrace and that love. Yes, that can launch you on back in the world stronger than ever.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. That's powerful.
I agree. Yeah. Right. Would you say we've transformed people's lives?
Yes. As well as our own. I know I'm being transformed. I'm not the same woman I was when I got on here today. Look at me. I'm like, hey, ready for the world. Yes. Look out, world. Yes.
Exactly.
Fantastic.
Yeah, no. Well, what is it? Go on.
No, I was going to say, what is it for you, Adam?
What do you mean?
Mental health.
Oh, what's mental health to me? It's everything. It's taking control over your own mindset before it can actually take control over you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if it takes control over you, that's it. yeah. See you later. But no.
Yeah, totally.
No.
Yeah.
And I've witnessed both ends. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. There you go. Yes, Kerry says brilliant show, Warriors, even though she probably hasn't even been tuning in because I've heard her probably on the phone above me. So there you go. There you go.
Well, we appreciate that. Though, what is it? The high five. Yeah, we appreciate
Exactly. So yeah, all I've got to say is thanks for coming on, Melissa. You've been a legend.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
We're missing you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. And we'll catch up soon at some point as well.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yeah. And Andrea, you're a diamond as usual.
Thank you.
Exactly.
You have a wonderful anniversary next week.
Yes. Yeah. So for people that don't know, it's mine and Kerry's 1-year wedding anniversary next Thursday. So Warriors of Attraction will not be going ahead. We're having an episode off. Well, I'm actually having a week off. So hello.
Nice.
Yeah, but Kerry's on next Wednesday. But it's all right. I'll put it all in the TV guide anyway for you all to share. And yeah, that's it. We've closed the week in Mental Health Warriors.
Fantastic. Yes. Have a beautiful celebration.
I plan
Yes,
to.
yes.
I'm probably gonna have a cheeky drink as well because I've not drank in over 2 months. So I'm probably just gonna have a cheeky one.
Yeah.
Let me warn you. Don't go in there thinking, oh, I can drink like I did before I, kind of slow it down.
No, I know
don't do that.
I know.
You're gonna be like, what happened? Yeah,
exactly.
You jumped in thinking you could still go into that behavior before, and it's not gonna work.
Well, I've been speaking to a couple of people about this, and they're actually saying if once I take our first sip, I'm probably just going to throw it away because I probably won't like it.
Yeah,
I probably won't.
That's true. That's true.
Anything's possible. Right.
Absolutely.
Right. We will close the show with our goodbye video. And yeah, please share this in awareness. And yeah, we'll see you next week.
Lovely to meet you, Andrea.
Nice to meet you. Come on.